Hello everyone, hopefully you are doing great. In this week our discussion topics is international non-profit organizations and how they managing their brand equity among their stakeholders. So it's very important for us to know that how international non-profit organizations work and what principles they are ensuring managing in this brand equity. Basically these international non-profit organizations works nationwide and they across boundaries they go through in several underdeveloping and developing countries for ensuring public health improvement in environmental sustainability in disaster management in crisis management and also in several education in poverty in lots of sectors. Basically they want to increase the revenue generation and also help in the reducing problems. So I also observed in my country that NGOs such as Amnesty International, Red Crescent societies also have the Save the Children, BRAC, and there have lots of multiple international organizations, UNICEF, which helping in improving our education, our children's health, and the public health issues in fantastically. So I think is branding equity is the core point of view for any international non-profit organizations for managing in vast areas development. So what actually how they can manage this brand equity. Basically there have a difference between these brand equity management systems between non-profit organizations and the commercial goals. So these commercial organizations basically their main goals to earn profit. So they make advertisement, they make PR sections in just based on one goal that they have to earn money from here. But it's quite different between in these international non-profit sections, because non-profits have to work in various sensitive and so complex areas. So trust is the main wealth for them. So managing trust is the main important goal for any international non-profit organizations. Somehow anytime they lose this trust among stakeholders, basically the vast areas of stakeholders they actually can't go through in a good way. So definitely they have to be keep in mind that there this trust worthiness is important in every sectors. They have to go through by several multiple sectors of media, social media platforms to make accountability and to fulfill the expectations of donors that your fund we are using in a good way, in effective way, and so efficient we are managing here. So it's important, and the international non-profit organizations have to make this transparency among their work and have to be mission driven. So most of the times they also have to focus on these partnerships and revenue generation process and collaboration with others. So I think in these sectors they also have to be keep in mind that their goal to service people, to connect with them in a proper way. So in these sectors the strategic communication is so important, it's so helpful for them. If we can think about these commercial organizations, they can handle in anything with their own fund, with their own goals. So they are only responsible for their any loss projects, for their anything. But it's quite different in international non-profit organizations, as they are facing these pressures in any crisis situations, in sudden crisis. So I think they have to keep in mind that that is our plan and we have to go through in a way. So definitely in my opinion, international non-profit organizations have to follow the particular rules, particular strategic communication approach, and a comprehensive sources for maintaining this accountability, transparency, and trust which can develop their stewardships and the donor systems also. So at a time as they have to manage multiple stakeholders level, so I think it's quite challenging for their for international non-profit organizations. Not only that, there are lots of unique challenges for international non-profit organizations. From my experience, I would like to say, if any crisis, any refugee crisis happened in any state or any nation, then international non-profit organizations go to improve them, to help them. But any national non-profit organizations, somehow they want to keep this crisis for a long time. They don't want to it will be developed, because if this problem will be solved, then the fund coming will be stopped. So in this case, somehow this any national particular if organizations are doing bad or good, how they are making effective work for developing these vulnerable communities is also important to find out, because otherwise these problems will be increased day by day, but it will not be solved. So I think it's a quite a challenging sites for in international non-profit organizations to find out the actual crisis, find out the actual solutions level and effective levels of communication. Not only that, somehow as there have multiple stakeholders, so they have to maintain. So somehow if any vet reports or any crisis happened and any rumors actually spread against with this for these non-profit organizations, then actually it will take time to solve, because as it's relate with the community's development, their sensitive issues. So somehow a little bit against occurrence happen which go against the stakeholders, that times they have to face a lot of struggle to solve these problems and to manage their stakeholders. So I think it's another challenges which have to face by non-profits. And the resource constraints, somehow they have everything, but for lackings of resources they can't go through in a developing way. So I think these resource sections that have stakeholders management problems, they also have these problems of the certain issues in developing any countries, any refugee, any immigration, in these types of problems. So I think somehow if any controversial topic, any debate happened here for managing these sectors, I think they also go to in a trouble way to solve these problems. That's all about these challenges of this for these non-profit organizations. And I think by doing a good strategic communication approach and going through in a good way in every sectors, in storytelling, in marketization, in collaboration, in everything, if any international non-profit organizations follow the strategic communication approach and use these digital media platforms and multiple sectors to be connected with stakeholders and make a two-way communication process, and also give them floor to be engaged with community, that will be helpful for them, and they can reduce these challenges and can capable to go through with their mission, right? That's all about today's discussion. Thanks everybody.